Hello, my name is Pastor Kathy Kollar. I'm the pastor of Pleasant Valley Lutheran Church near Malabar Farm and St. Paul Lutheran Church in Lucas, Ohio. Greetings. We are reading through the Bible with commentary. We are up to the fourth book of the Bible. We're up to Numbers chapter 3. And of course, somebody is calling me, and I will have to call them back. It's going to be a rough one for my editor, Kristopher. I'm so grateful to Kristopher, who edits my videos for YouTube. I can subscribe, but he also has to check all of the captions that the spellings are correct, and this one is going to be a challenge. We have lots and lots of names, but if we're going to read through the whole Bible, we're going to read through all these names, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, but I'm going to do my best. So in the first two chapters of Numbers, we heard about the Israelites have come out of Egypt. They are camped at Mount Sinai. They're getting ready to start going across the desert, which they will be in for many, many years. They've got their movable temple, the tabernacle, and the people that run the tabernacle are the Levites. Yesterday we read about the rest of the people, 600 some thousand men that were able to go to war. They did not take account of the Levites. They are doing that today, but for a different purpose, not to see who can go to war, but who is available to serve God. And we'll just read it and we'll hear. Chapter 3. This is the lineage of Aaron and Moses at the time when the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. These are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priests, whom he ordained to minister as priests. Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered unholy fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So we read that back in, was it Leviticus? I think it was Leviticus that we read that somehow they came before the Lord in a way they were not supposed to, so they died. So the other two sons, Eleazar and Ithamar, served as priests in the lifetime of their father Aaron. Verse 5, Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and set them before Aaron the priest, so that they may assist him. They shall perform duties for him and for the whole congregation in front of the tent of meeting, doing service at the tabernacle. They shall be in charge of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, and attend to the duties for the Israelites as they do service at the tabernacle. You shall give the Levites to Aaron and his descendants. They are unreservedly given to him from among the Israelites. But you shall make a register of Aaron and his descendants. It is they who shall attend to the priesthood, and any outsider who comes near shall be put to death. That is to say that the priests have to come from the line of Aaron, and the people who work at the tabernacle and future the temple need to be Levites. Verse 11. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, I hereby accept the Levites from among the Israelites as substitutes for all the firstborn that open the womb among the Israelites. The Levites shall be mine, for all the firstborn are mine. When I killed all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated for my own all the firstborn in Egypt, both human and animal. They shall be mine. I am the Lord. So because of the Passover, when the Lord passed over the houses of the Israelites, but killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians, the Israelites owe God. All the firstborns are owed to God. And God is saying, I will take for that due penalty. Penalty is the wrong word, but for what you owe me, and I will take all of the Levites. Verse 14, Then the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Enroll the Levites by ancestral houses and by clans. You shall enroll every male from a month old and upward. So we're going to use the Levites as the payment for the firstborn out of all of Israel. The firstborns are going to be covered by all the Levites. So we have to count the Levites and see how many there are. So they're counting from babies up. So Moses enrolled them according to the word of the Lord, as he was commanded. The following were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These are the names of the sons of Gershon by their clans: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath by their clans: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The sons of Merari by their clans: Mali and Mushi. These are the clans of the Levites by their ancestral houses. And Mushi is just such a fun name. So 12 tribes of Israel. One of the sons was Levi. Levi had 3 sons, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and those guys had sons that are now clans. And these clans are going to have different jobs. Verse 21, to Gershon belonged the clan of the Libnites and the clan of the Shimeites, who were clans of the Gershonites. Their enrollment, counting all the males from a month old and upward, was 7,500. The clans of the Gershonites were to camp behind the tabernacle on the west, with Eliasaph, son of Lael, as the head of the ancestral house of the Gershonites. The responsibility of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting was to be the tabernacle, the tent with its covering, the screen for the entrance of the tent of meeting, the hangings of the court, the screen for the entrance of the court that is around the tabernacle, and the altar and its cords, all the service pertaining to these. So the first clan that we have, the Gershonite clans, they camp to the west of the tabernacle, and they're responsible for the outside, the coverings. Verse 27, to Kohath belonged the clan of the Amronites, the clan of the Izharites, the clan of the Hebronites, and the clan of the Uzzielites. These are the clans of the Kohathites. Counting all the males from a month old and upward, there were 8,600 attending to the duties of the sanctuary. The clans of the Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, with Elizaphan, son of Uzziel, as head of the ancestral house of the clans of the Kohathites. Their responsibility was to be the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the vessels of the sanctuary with which the priests minister, and the screen, all the service pertaining to these. Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, was to be the chief over the leaders of the Levites, and have oversight of those who had charge of the sanctuary. So to the south, we have the clan of the Kohathites, and they take care of all the equipment on the inside. Verse 33, to Merari belonged the clan of the Mahlites and the clan of the Mushites. These are the clans of Merari. Their enrollment, counting all the males from a month old and upward, was 6,200. The head of the ancestral house of clans of Merari was Zuriel, son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The responsibility assigned to the sons of Merari was to be the frames of the tabernacle, the bars, the pillars, the bases, and all their accessories, all the service pertaining to these. Also the pillars of the court all around, with their bases and their bases and pegs and cords. So to the north, another clan, and they take care of the foundation of this movable temple, the tabernacle, the bases and the pillars that the outside hangs on and that covers the inside. So they get to be in charge of that. Verse 38. Those who were to camp in front of the tabernacle on the east, in front of the tent of meeting toward the east, were Moses and Aaron's sons, having charge of the rites within the sanctuary. Whatever had to be done for the Israelites and any outsider who came near was to be put to death. The total enrollment of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron enrolled at the commandment of the Lord by their clans, all the males from a month old and upward, was 22,000. Then the Lord said to Moses, enroll all the firstborn males of the Israelites from a month old and upward, and count their names. But you shall accept the Levites for me, I am the Lord, as substitutes for all the firstborn among the Israelites, and the livestock of the Levites as substitutes for all the firstborn among the livestock of the Israelites. So Moses enrolled all the firstborn among the Israelites, as the Lord had commanded him. The total enrollment, all the firstborn males from a month old and upward, counting the number of names, was 22,273. So God is saying, I get the firstborns, I'll take the Levites. There's 22,000 Levites. There's 22,673. Did I say that right? 273, not Levites. So there's a few too many. Verse 44, then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, accept the Levites as substitutes for all the firstborn among the Israelites, and the livestock of the Levites as substitutes for their livestock. And the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. As the price of redemption of the 273 of the firstborn of the Israelites over and above the number of Levites, you shall accept 5 shekels apiece, reckoning by the shekel of the sanctuary, a shekel of 20 gerahs. These are measurements. We don't know what a shekel weighed, but the official weight was what the sanctuary said it was. And so for the extra 273 people above the number of Levites, they're going to pay 5 shekels each. Give to Aaron and his sons the money by which the excess number of them is redeemed. So Moses took the redemption money from those who were over and above those redeemed by the Levites. From the firstborn of the Israelites he took the money, 1,365 shekels, reckoned by the shekel of the sanctuary, and Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So that was chapter 3. Chapter 4, I was really hoping to get through 2 chapters. This is just a lot of names. We're going to hear about the 3 tribes. The Kohathites. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, take a census of the Kohathites, separate from the other Levites by their clans and their ancestral houses, from 30 years up to 50 years, all who qualify to do work relating to the tent of meeting. The service of the Kohathites relating to the tent of meeting concerns the most holy things. So before the census was from 1 month and on up, but now we're talking about the ones who can actually do the work and actually be of service. Verse 5, when the camp is to set out, Aaron and his sons shall go in and take down the screening curtain and cover the ark of the covenant with it. Then they shall put on it a covering of fine leather, and spread over that a cloth of olive blue, and shall put its poles in place. Over the table of the bread of presence they shall spread a blue cloth, and put on it the plates, the dishes for the incense, the bowls, the flagons for the drink offering, the regular bread also shall be on it. Then they shall spread over them a crimson cloth, and cover it with a covering of fine leather. Actually, they don't know what that word means, so the translators have chosen to say fine leather. But basically, they're packing, when they're going to move out, they're going to pack it all up. Moses and Aaron get to go in and take the screen that's in front of the most holy thing, the ark, cover it up with that, and then wrap it in blue cloth. And then the gold altars, the gold table, same way, wrap it up with blue cloth, and then with crimson cloth, and then some kind of other covering that the translators have put fine leather, but we don't actually know what kind of material it was, but some kind of covering, and shall put its poles in place. They shall take a blue cloth and cover the lampstand for the light with its lamps, its snuffers, its trays, and all the vessels for the oil with which it is supplied. They shall put it with all its utensils in a covering of fine leather, and put it on a carrying frame. Over the golden altar they shall spread a blue cloth, and cover it with a covering of fine leather, and shall put its poles in place. Then they shall take all of the utensils of the service that are used in the sanctuary, and put them in a blue cloth, and cover them with a covering of fine leather, and put them on a carrying frame. They shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth over it, and they shall put on it all the utensils of the altar, which are to be used for the service there, the fire pans, the forks, the shovels, and the basins, all the utensils of the altar. And they shall spread on it a covering of fine leather, again, not sure what the actual translation is, but sounds good, and shall put in its poles in its place. So when they're going to move out, Aaron and Moses go in and cover everything up with blue cloth and some kind of other covering, and get it ready to be carried out. When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary and all the furnishings of the sanctuary as the camp sets out, after that the Kohathites shall come to carry these, but they must not touch the holy things, or they will die. These are the things of the tent of meeting that the Kohathites are to carry. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, shall have charge of all of the oil for the light, the fragrant incense, the regular grain offering, and the anointing oil, the oversight of all the tabernacle and all that is in it, in the sanctuary and in its utensils. Verse 17, Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, You must not let the tribe of the clans of the Kohathites be destroyed from among the Levites. This is how you must deal with them, in order that they may live and not die when they come near to the most holy things. Aaron and his sons shall go in and assign each to a particular task or burden. But the Kohathites must not go in to look on the holy things, even for a moment, otherwise they will die. So the ark is so holy, so special, so precious, so deadly that only Aaron can go in. And even Aaron, I don't think, is supposed to look at the ark. He's supposed to take the screen in front of the ark and put it over top of the ark, and then wrap it up with blue cloth, and then wrap it with some other kind of covering, possibly fine leather. And same with everything else. Wrap it all up before the Kohathites come in to carry it. And when they carry it, they have to be very careful not to touch. Verse 21, Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take a census of the Gershonites also by their ancestral houses and by their clans. From 30 years old up to 50 years old you shall enroll them, all who qualify to do work in the tent of meeting. This is the service of the clans of the Gershonites, in serving and bearing burdens. They shall carry the curtains of the tabernacle and the tent of meeting with its covering, and the outer covering of fine leather that is on top of it, and the screen for the entrance to the tent of meeting, and the hangings of the court, and the screen for the entrance of the gate of the court that is around the tabernacle and the altar, and their cords, and their equipment for their service. They shall do all that needs to be done with regard to them. All the service of the Gershonites shall be at the command of Aaron and his sons, in all that they are to carry, and all that they have to do. You shall assign to their charge all that they are to carry. This is the service of the clans of the Gershonites, relating to the tent of meeting, and their responsibilities are to be under the oversight of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So the next group were responsible for all the cloth hangings, all the curtains, all the coverings, the tabernacle itself, and they are underneath the authority of Ithamar. Verse 29, As for the Merarites, you shall enroll them by their clans and their ancestral houses. From 30 years old and up to 50 years you shall enroll them, everyone who qualifies to do the work of the tent of meeting. This is what they are charged to carry as the whole of their service in the tent of meeting: the frames of the tabernacle with its bars, pillars, and bases, the pillars of the court all around with their bases, pegs, and cords, with all their equipment and all their related service. And you shall assign by name the objects that they are required to carry. This is the service of the clans of the Merarites, the whole of their service relating to the tent of meeting, under the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So Moses and Aaron and the leaders of the congregation enrolled the Kohathites by their clans and their ancestral houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who qualified for work relating to the tent of meeting. And their enrollment by clans was 2,750. This was the enrollment of the clans of the Kohathites, all who served at the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron enrolled according to the commandment of the Lord by Moses. The enrollment of the Gershonites by their clans and ancestral houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who was qualified to work relating to the tent of meeting, their enrollment by their clans and their ancestral houses was 2,630. This was the enrollment of the clans of the Gershonites, who all who served at the tent of meeting, whom Moses and Aaron enrolled according to the commandment of the Lord. The enrollment of the clans of the Merarites by their clans and their ancestral houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who qualified for work relating to the tent of meeting, their enrollment by their clans was 3,200. This is the enrollment of the clans of the Merarites, whom Moses and Aaron enrolled according to the commandment of the Lord by Moses. All those who were enrolled of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron and the leaders of Israel enrolled by their clans and their ancestral houses, from 30 years old up to 50 years old, everyone who qualified to do the work of service and the work of bearing burdens related to the tent of meeting, their enrollment was 8,580. According to the commandment of the Lord through Moses, they were appointed to their several tasks of serving and carrying. Thus they were enrolled by him as the Lord commanded Moses. So we have 8,000 Levites who are between the ages of 30 and 50 and able to serve and do the work of the tabernacle. And every time they're moving this entire temple to serve God, they have a movable temple called the tabernacle. And every time they're going to move, Moses and Aaron's high priest, whoever that anointed person is, go in, wrap everything up in a way that nobody can tell, can touch anything and can see anything. And then 8,000 people are in charge of packing this all up, carrying it all out. So when they march out, the tribe of Judah leads, is it Judah? I think it was Judah leads out. And so two sets of tribes, then the tabernacle in the middle, and then two more sets of tribes, camps of tribes, because it's really 4 camps of 3 tribes. So they're all, anyway, you're moving 2 million people. It's a big deal to pack them all up and get them on the road. And then, of course, when they arrive, they're going to have to set it all back up again. But they have 8,000 people to do that, so they're all set to do that. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look at you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace. Serve the Lord. Thanks be to God. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe.